Moscow-backed leaders in occupied areas of Ukraine have announced a plan to hold referendums on joining Russia, a challenge to Ukraine and the West that drew sharp reactions from across the world. Parts of Ukraine, that includes eastern Donetsk, Luhansk, parts of Zaporizhia currently under Russia, and southern Kherson have announced their bid to hold referendum to join Moscow. According to Russian media, Kherson, Donetsk and Luhansk People's Republics will hold the referendum between the 23rd and the 27th of September. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky condemned the move, thanked the allies for the support.
Я дякую усім друзям і партнерам України за сьогоднішнє масове, принципове, тверде засудження намагань Росії розіграти чергові псевдореферендуми.
Ukraine's foreign minister has said that Moscow's planned referendum seeking to annex additional territory will have no impact. The remarks came after Russian-backed officials across 15% of Ukrainian territory requested referendums on joining Russia.
It will not change anything.
Sorry?
The Russians can do whatever they want. It will not change anything.
Ukraine's allies, including the European Union and the United States, were quick to respond as well. EU Foreign Policy Chief Josep Borrell said that the bloc would not recognize the outcome of the referendums. He's warned of further measures against Russia if the votes went ahead. While the French President Emmanuel Macron said, and I'm quoting here, the referendum plan was not so tragic, it would be funny.
C'est ceux-là, ceux qui se taisent aujourd'hui, servent malgré eux, ou secrètement, avec une certaine complicité, la cause d'un nouvel impérialisme, d'un cynisme contemporain qui désagrège notre ordre international, sans lequel la paix n'est possible.
And the United States has also made it clear that it would never recognize Russia's plans to hold referendum in parts of Ukraine. Speaking on the sidelines of the United Nations summit, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said that Russian President Vladimir Putin's actions show utter contempt and disdain for the United Nations.
And I'd also say, none of this, the sham referendum, the potential mobilization of additional forces, is a sign of strength. On the contrary, it's a sign of weakness. It's the sign of Russian failure. Let me be very clear. If these referenda proceed, and if Russia purports to annex Ukrainian territory, the United States will never, never recognize it. And here this week at the United Nations, it would be important for other countries, anyone who supports and purports to defend the UN Charter, to make that clear as well.
Now, British Foreign Secretary James Cleverly echoed similar remarks. He encouraged other countries to call out Putin's aggressive actions against the people of Ukraine. The global reactions on the referendum came after head of the Russia-backed separatist Luhansk region, amidst others, announced a referendum.
Дорогие земляки, сегодня, 20 сентября 2022 года, парламентом Луганской Народной Республики принят закон о референдуме по вопросу о вхождении в состав Российской Федерации на правах субъекта и постановление, согласно которому референдум пройдет с 23 по 27 сентября.
Now, reacting to the separatist leaders' bid, Russia has said that it was up to the people living in the regions to decide whether they wanted to hold referendums on joining Russia or not.
Инициативам о референдумах срочных ДНР, ЛНР и Запорожья.
Мы с самого начала специальной военной операции, да, в общем-то, и в предшествующий ей период, говорили о том, что свою судьбу должны решать народы соответствующих территорий. И вся нынешняя ситуация подтверждает, что они хотят быть хозяевами своей судьбы.
Now, Russia currently holds about 60% of Donetsk and had captured nearly all of Luhansk. Ukraine's counter-offensive has brought all those gains under threat now, as Russian forces were driven from neighboring Kharkiv province this month. That made Moscow lose control of main supply lines for much of Donetsk and Luhansk front lines. Russia already considers Luhansk and Donetsk, which together make up the Donbas region, to be independent states. Moscow partially occupied the region in 2014. However, Ukraine and the West consider all parts of Ukraine held by Russian forces to be illegally occupied.
Вернуться домой в Российскую Федерацию.
Кто за?
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.